comment, like, and subscribe. All right, a quick intro. So in this video, we're gonna be talking about the Foxbody sitting right here. Did some air conditioning repair and got that fixed. A common theme you'll find is a bunch of broken wires or insulation broken off the wires, in my case, and a lot of corrosion. So I had to change a couple of plugs, which I did. This thing's working great now. And the next thing is I talk about a new addition. So maybe a little teaser before we get into the video. And yes, I'm still gonna keep the nitrous on it. And yes, it's a stop block with a girdle. Can it hold up? We'll find out soon. All right, today I'll be talking about the Foxbody and the air conditioning. Now I'm already knee deep in the project, but let me just show you some of the things here that I've gotten. So this is the wide open throttle relay. Typically this is mounted under the mass air meter on 87 to 90 cars. That's what it looks like on the inside. Now, this is the connector that was going on to the bottom of it, like that. Couple things here right off the bat. Look how ugly that is. Insulation's completely gone off one wire. It was in the loom. These are the wires. The insulation's back and exposed the wire there. You can see it's had some high amps through it at one point. Kind of melted the wires. Could be just years of abuse, but could also be that this car had a compressor going bad at one point and they changed it and they just didn't check the wires. But my air conditioning was real intermittent, and yeah, I started diagnosing it, found this. So I started pulling it apart. The insulation was literally crumbling. So I just went in here and I cut all the wires and just put tape over it for now. And I'm gonna use this to wire my new plug. I got a new plug just like this coming from late model restoration. You can see down in there, just nasty. That's the original relay. I got another relay from the local auto parts stores, which is this one. That's gonna go on it. So a new plug, new relay. Also look back here, you can see that this is the pressure switch. This plugs in like that. And these are also chewed up there. So I started tracing wires just to find out if I was getting voltage up here correctly and all that. What I found was, after tracing the wire from here all the way back to the head unit, the control box down in here, I pulled this plug off. I ohmed the wire from here out and I had continuity. I checked the voltage and I had voltage coming in but not going out. So then I had to go back, which you can imagine, come over here to the fuse box, because in the fuse box right here, position 6, 20 amp, that fuse was blown, and that's why I wasn't getting power through the switch. I had continuity, but I didn't have any power, and that explains why. Let me turn my lights off. That explains why I didn't get voltage through the switch like normal. And when I was currently diagnosing the relay and all, I could jumper the wires and the compressor would turn on and it'd blow ice cold. So I'd already checked my Freon levels. It was a little low. I put like a can of Freon in it, got the levels where they needed to be. And with me jumpering the relay when it was out, this would click on, indicating all my wires going over here were good, which is this plug here, and it goes down this harness. Air conditioning worked perfectly fine. So pretty much what I figured out is those wires were in really bad shape. Me in here putting the nitrous on, moving stuff around, probably bumped it. It blew the fuse in there, and that's why the air conditioning just stopped working one day. And I just thought it was probably low in Freon, because I've never upgraded the condenser and all that on it, and they definitely are original. Somebody has changed the compressor, and they changed the dryer at one point. That dryer, as you can tell, looks like it's aftermarket. It says 134. These cars came with 112, so somebody's changed that. But apparently the condenser up here, you can see it's pretty beat up. So I'm gonna get a new condenser, along with that a new compressor, new lines eventually and everything. For now, it's just more of a pain. It leaks down about every, I don't know, 6 months. I have to put a little bit of Freon in it. When I say a little bit, like a can of Freon. But for now, I just want to show you, if you're trying to trace your air conditioner on your Foxbody and it just quit working or hasn't worked since you got it, it's probably very simple. First thing you do is you check to see if the compressor's engaging, which this will click off and on when it engages. And what a lot of people do, even if it's out of Freon, you can take this low pressure switch and put a jumper across it. And what I mean by that is you just take a short piece of wire. I was looking around here, yeah, something like this. You just take a short piece of wire and you jumper the connections, and that allows the voltage to travel down here to the relay. And then if the relay is good, it'll turn that off and on. So a lot of times you're trying to put Freon in, need a compressor to turn, you jumper that low pressure switch, you get your Freon in there, pump at least 1 can in it, and then you hook your low pressure switch up and continue on. So anyway, a few things to check. Is the compressor clicking in? Is your relay good? Is your low pressure switch working or good? If it's bad, you bypass this and it'll work. If you plug it in, it doesn't work, you just need a low pressure switch. And then your controls in there, if you're not getting voltage, check your fuse box. So I have to wait now, unfortunately, from late model. Even though I paid for 2-day shipping, they won't ship it until today. I ordered it last night and it'll be here Friday. So on Friday, I'll finish up the video. I'll solder in and heat shrink the new plug so it looks nice and it's not a fire hazard. And I've got one for the switch and for the relay. I'll get them in and I'll show you how it works, and I'll show you my temp gun, and it's blowing into, you know, low 30s. So works pretty good. All right, more things coming soon for the Foxbody, by the way. More go fast stuff. Stay tuned. All right, so I'll show you the part number here. This is the connector for the wide open throttle relay, but like a lot of people have said, it's not pinned correctly. If you put your old connector up to it, you'll see this hole at the top right is empty. And on this one, the connector's filled and the bottom right is empty. So what we have to do is have to repin it. You basically pop this off and push the wire out and then move it down. And then when I go to wire it up, of course the wiring colors are not the same. So that's why I have this cut. I can match up the wires there. So the one with no insulation is my orange. The red is actually correct. That bottom one there was kind of like a green stripe or something. This one's kind of a brown. And then this is the one for the low pressure switch. And the part number is right there. All right, so let me show you. I get a pick. I go in here and kind of pop it out in the corner. This comes out, this plastic piece. And then in here is a little tab, taking like a little ice pick. Pull up on that tab and you can pull the wire out and then just put it in the other hole. So pretty straightforward if you've never seen it without breaking it. That's all it is to it. And just to show you how the wires line up from the new plug, the orange goes to the pink, the brown goes to the orange with the green stripe, the red goes to the red, and the yellow goes to the black with the green stripe, if you can see that. So now that's hooked up, I did some solder and heat shrink. I'll put some new loom on it. That relay will be done. I'll mount it back down here. And now I have to cut this connector out and put the new one in. Same thing, that's pretty easy. 2 pink wires go to one side, a green goes to the other, and I'll be having the new clip and get rid of these cut wires. transparency, my low pressure switch seems to be a little intermittent, so I jumpered it, and now the compressor stays on all the time, and you can see coming out of the vents, it's in the low 30s, so it works great now. So a new low pressure switch I'll get, and then it'll be perfect.